Hi guys, let's make tofu today. We're going to use 6 ounces of dry soybeans. The finished product will be somewhere between 10 to 12 ounces. We'll need 7 cups of water. Tap water is okay. The third thing you need is liquid coagulant. This is 1.5 teaspoons. There are different brands of coagulants out there, so I cannot say you have to use 1.5 teaspoon, but I will show you when to stop adding the coagulant. The next thing you need is tofu mold or press. So this is the tofu mold. If you're not committed to tofu making yet, then you can use colander instead. This is my metal colander that has many holes. You're going to line with the strainer cloth, and then you're going to pour over the cooked soy curd. It works fine. I've done it many times. And you will need a strainer bag or pouch. It's so much easier if you use a bag or a pouch. Do not use the cloth one. This one actually is a laundry mesh bag. I saw my mom using this instead of strainer bag, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. It has a zipper. It's so much cheaper. I bought this for $1.50. So if you're gonna go with this route, please make sure you wash this with your dish soap and then soak in vinegar water for about an hour before the first use. This is very important. You need a good size pot. For 6 ounces of dry soybeans, we need at least a pot that's 4 quart or bigger. Anything less than this, it's going to overflow, then it will ruin your tofu making process. We also need a blender. What I'm gonna do now is sort the beans. I'm going to look for anything that's brown or discolored, but this one is perfect. Everything looks great. Now I'm going to wash the beans 3 times. You see how dirty the water is? You want to soak your beans in clean water. You're going to soak the beans for 8 to 12 hours. 8 hours during summer and up to 12 hours in the winter time. Amount of water that you need at least is 4 cups or more. And I'm going to set this aside. So I already have a cup of bean that has been soaking for, I will say, about 10 hours or so. Let me show you the difference. And then it even changed in shape. I'm going to rinse this as well. Wow, I can't believe it is 56 ounces exactly. We're going to blend the beans, all of it. We're going to blend with 3 cups of water. I'm going to blend for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to wash my hands. Now we're going to do the filtering process. Started with 7 cups of water. We used up 3 cups of water for blending. So now we have 4 cups of water left. I'm going to save 1 cup of water for later. The soy milk might overflow, so we need 1 cup of water for that purpose. Let's check the blended soy. This is the reason why I wash my hands. It's hard to see, but if you feel the granules or the pulverized soy is quite fine, like a cornmeal, very fine kind. So you need to blend it very well. And then now you're going to pour in the soy mixture. It's good to use a pouch. So any soy milk you're getting right now, you're filtering, this will be poured into the pot. Then we're going to rinse with the 2 cups that I saved. I'm going to rinse the blender. And then more water. You can put good amount of pressure. Let's try to get as much as soy milk that we can. I'm squeezing really hard. This goes into the pot. And then the remaining water. Okay, I think that's good. Now what we have, soy pulp. We don't waste this. We actually make a dish out of this. Some people make stew with kimchi and pork, which is very delicious. What I do with this is I make spaghetti and meatball with ground turkey, which is quite delicious. I'm going to make a video making turkey spaghetti and meatball with this soy pulp, so stay tuned. I'm going to save this. The next step is skim off the foam. The next step is setting up the tofu press. I like to set this up before I cook the soy milk, because once the soy milk is ready to be poured, you don't have much time to wait. You gotta pour in, cook the soy milk right away. I'm going to line the tofu press. And I'm going to use my mug as a weight. Now I'm going to cook the soy milk. This is the 1 cup of water that we saved earlier. So how long do we cook? When you start to see a wisp of steam on the surface, you're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. That's all we need. I'm seeing the steam, so I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. And you have to continuously stir until it's finished. It's boiling. I can see it. 2 more minutes to go. I think it's going to overflow. The water we saved, I'm going to pour in. Just a drop. And now it's flat. And that's the reason why we saved a cup of water. Okay, let me pour in some more water. If you use a pot that's twice the size, like 8 quart, which I have done in the past, you will never have to worry about overflow. But I intentionally chose this smaller pot to show you guys what could happen and how to prevent the overflow. So let's say if you used up all the water, 1 cup that we saved, and then you still have more minutes to go, you could add extra water up to ½ cup, but not more than that. So now the timer indicates just 30 seconds. A little bit more water. Just a bit more. Let's lift this up from the heat. It it's boiling rapidly. Okay, so now it's time to add the coagulant. I'm going to start with half teaspoon, just a little drop like that. It's creating like pattern, the white lines, and I'm going to add half more teaspoon. And very gently. I'm going to wait to see if it's coagulating. Do you see the texture? It's not smooth soy milk anymore. I think it needs just a little bit more of the liquid coagulant. I'm only going to add 1/4 teaspoon. You could see. Okay, so we don't need any more. 1 1/4 teaspoons of liquid coagulant is all you need. I mean, all I needed for this. So for you, you will start with half teaspoon or 1 teaspoon and stir and wait. And then this is when you stop, when you start to see like the liquid, that's called whey. You can definitely see the coagulation or separation. That's when you stop adding coagulant. It's ready to be poured into the mold. So everything in, you're going to fold the cloth like that. Put the top, and I'm going to put my mug. I'm going to press for about 5-7 minutes. This is what I've learned. Please do not force press, because one time I was in such a hurry. I used a lot of force to press. The finished product was not great. It was tasty, but texture was not that great. Please make sure you do not do that. So let time decide on the firmness. The tofu has been pressing for about 15 minutes. Ta-da! It's 13.4. I said this will produce somewhere between 10 to 12 ounces, but it weighs 13.4. Maybe if you press longer, it could weigh a little less. I pressed for about 15 minutes, but weight really doesn't matter. It's just about to give you an idea. So if a recipe calls for a tofu that weighs somewhere between 10 to 15, you can definitely use this tofu. Okay. So now the verdict is, will I not ever go back to the store-bought tofu? My answer is no. I will still buy those store-bought ones. Yes, this is tastier, definitely, but it is, I have to admit, time consuming. Oh, but believe me, it is labor of love. I will still make a tofu from scratch on my long weekend, but there are so many great tofu brands out there. It's perfectly okay to buy factory-made tofu. Tofu generally is a great food, whether it's store-bought or homemade. I wish you enjoy all the possibilities of tofu can offer. 2 things I want you to take away from this video is, 1, please use a good size pot, bigger the better. The other one is, let time decide on the firmness, whether you want firm or soft. If you learned anything from this video, please like the video and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.